Okay, folks, I hope I have this configured well. Hi. Okay, there we go. Have to do all this camera situating and situations. Hi, everybody. This is Aries reading for September. Hi, Aries. Hope you all are well. As always, I hope everything is good. I know you guys have been busy, quite busy. So, let's find out what's going on with you and what's going on in general. So, in general, September is Virgo season. It's a time to organize, reassess, reevaluate, look at your situation, clean up, clear out, and prepare yourself for the fall equinox. Okay? So, what I want you to do is do that, wherever you are, whatever it is. Take a moment. Aries, I know it's hard for y'all to stop and take a moment because y'all be on the go. But take a moment, take a moment. I'm going to say at least in the next couple of weeks to do some serious evaluation and also to get clear about what's happening or what has already happened with you and where you may need to organize your situation a little bit better. Okay? No big deal. Just like, I don't know, it's like spring cleaning, but not the spring. It's Virgo cleaning. Virgos are really good at analyzing a situation. So pull from that. Everybody has a little Virgo in them. So pull from your ability to analyze and sort out and figure out and then go from there. All right, Aries. All right, so I'm going to do another shuffle. This is, your reading today is coming from James R. Eads, the Light Visions Tarot. Oh, gosh. Light Visions Tarot. And I'll put information about the deck in the description box below if you're interested in decks. I'm interested in decks, so I always want to talk about the deck. All right, Aries, I'm not going to belabor this anymore. I'm going to go straight through. Straight through reading means I just keep pulling until Spirit tells me to stop. Okay, so Page of Pentacles in reverse is a message coming through with you about your money. There's something coming through about your money. You need to be paying attention to where the money's going to come from, and you got to pay attention to where it can come from. Now, the thing that I get to with, Page of Pentacles in reverse when it comes to money is that sometimes it may be like a step or two under where you're looking for. Like you might be going for something that you think is going to get you the money, but it may be some other, like, how do I want to explain this? Like, there may be some other people and some other connections that you need to make to be able to make your money. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. All right, so the Sun in reverse, have that. I don't know, doesn't seem like a happy time for you. Hierophant, I've been getting that a lot and everybody's reading Hierophant, 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 Hierophant. Apparently we're all having to go through some higher spiritual lessons. I know that we all are really right now because because Pluto and Saturn are going through Capricorn, so there is an overall shift happening with us in our universe, and also specifically with us. We're being asked to do some soul searching around teamwork and how we're working as a team and how we're working as a unit, because we're not working as a unit. What we're doing is separating ourselves even more, and that's not the idea. So Pluto really wants you to make connections with other people, and so therefore some of your money may be coming through in that way too, right? Through collaborations or some sort of networking, or it may be you have a piece of an idea and somebody else has another piece of an idea, or you have the idea and somebody else knows how to organize the ideas and put them in motion. So you just need to connect with them, and then that's how the money is going to come through. It's not like, like, let me apply for this job that pays me, I don't know, 6 figures or whatever like that. It may come through like that, but I'm getting the feeling that it's not. It's going to come through making connections, because that's that bigger lesson that we're getting. Got the Four of Pentacles in reverse, so looks like you're getting past it looks like you're getting past some of the lessons, and some of the lessons are about not trying to grasp, not trying to hoard or grasp or something. I feel like I'm losing my light. Okay, that's a little better. Not trying to hoard, not trying to grasp, There's this idea of grasping and holding on to something, but like when you're trying to get something and your fist is closed and you're holding on too tight, then you can't, you don't have room for the other thing to come in. So I do want to caution you about that. I've got 3 of chalices coming in. The 3 of chalices, I made a mistake by doing this on this table. It's hard to get the cards up. Sorry about that. So this is the 3 of chalices. 3 of chalices is like connecting there again, connecting with people who are going in your same flow, who are moving in your same synchronicity. That's in relationship to this money situation. So you got to find people who, who are in your same, who are walking with your same cadence. Who are walking in your same gait, or running, or sprinting, or flying, whatever it is. So you need to find those people who are doing that, and that part will come together for you. I'm getting that pretty clearly here. I gotta put my cards on the edge because it's hard for me to get them up when I'm talking to you about them. Alright, so Knight of Swords in reverse. Let's see, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, you're trying to tackle it yourself. You're trying to do everything yourself. You can't do it all yourself. I know you feel like you have all the ideas, Aries, but you don't. You have some, but the other ones you're gonna need a little help. You're gonna need the help of your comrades, of these people that you're gonna connect with who know something else about what you're doing other than what you already know, right? So like all of us have a limited amount of knowledge and information, but if we pool the information together, if we put our heads together and free our state of mind, okay, then you'll be getting somewhere. And that's why you're having this generalized unhappiness. This generalized unhappiness, it's not like you're depressed or anything. If you are depressed, this is part of the reason why, because you're not yet in your function. You're not yet in your space where you're going to really make things work for you. So if you're feeling that, like if all of a sudden lately you've been depressed about whatever, I'm saying that as opposed to like long-term depression. I'm talking about like recently. I'm just getting generalized unhappiness here, and it's because you can't, you're not seeing how you can make the thing go, but you're not looking broad enough. You need to look a little broader, look a little wider, and then you'll be able to start manifesting the things that you're looking for. So the prayers have gone out. You've been approaching the universe. You've been putting it out there that these are the things, that this is the thing that you want. I'm definitely getting that this is something work related, not something relationship related, because we got all these pentacles here. Okay? Yeah, we got all these pentacles and swords here. Wands too, Knight of Wands here. Knight of Wands, needing to be able to be moved by the spirit, being spontaneous, pick up and go when you need to pick up and go, because that's where your connections are going to be. So like if you're not doing that right now, like if you're not going with the flow, if you're staying stuck where you are, if you're kind of staying close to home, you want to get out a little bit. Because there's other people out there doing what you're doing, or trying to do what you do, or there's people out there that already have the key to the door that you're trying to unlock, right? But you don't have the key. They have the key. So you got to find the people with the keys. But the best way to do that is to go with the flow. So when something comes up, don't say no. Don't be like, oh, well, I don't feel like it today. You got to push yourself a little bit, Aries. But I don't have to tell y'all that, because normally y'all will push yourselves. But I think on this, you're kind of dragging your feet a little bit. Okay, there's a call for some balance in your life. You need to balance out things. What do you need to balance out? What's the balancing point? What needs to be balanced for Aries, please? Family situations. A lot of family stuff going on, folks. This is a family time. It's a family season. All during September, at least the first 2 weeks of September, all of us are going to be facing family issues, having conversations with family, having conversations that we should have had a long time ago. Some of those are going to be nostalgic and taking you down memory lane, but some of them are going to be some eruptions. There's going to be some things that come out or that come up that you didn't know before about your family that gives you a different perspective, right? So there's some balancing that needs to happen here between your focus on this goal that you're trying to reach and making sure that home life is also in balance. Now, this is regardless of whether or not you're married or partnered or single, whatever, because family is what you perceive family to be. So whatever your family is of blood or choosing, you need to make sure that you take some moments with them, because they are really needing to, that needs to happen first. Like, we got to take care of family first. That's also a Pluto Saturn thing. So like, you're not going to get away with it, so you might as well go ahead and deal with it. And you need to have a balance in life. You have to have balance. All work and no play makes Aries a dull you know what, right? Very dull. So you don't want to be dull. Aries can't be dull. They got to be sharp. They're the first of the zodiac. They got to, you know, that's the arrow that shoots out and goes. So, you know, there's no need in dwelling around in that kind of atmosphere. I don't know, Aries. Like, I feel like you're trying to stay close to home. I don't know. And maybe because of the family situation, you feel like you have to stay close to home. It's a balance with that, too. It's a balance with that, too. Because if you don't, if you are trying to stay at home to resolve a problem, but it doesn't suit your calling and what you're being called to do, then you probably don't need to do that. But you probably need to communicate with the people at home more often. Or it could be that, you know, okay, I need, the wind is taking me here, I need to go here, but you need to touch bases. Make sure that you keep in touch with them, or take them with you, or something like that. There's always a way to have the best of both worlds. And you may not have all of everything that you want on both sides, but there's compromise. There's a medium ground. There's a middle ground, and you just have to find it. I've got a Queen of Swords here. I don't know if this is you. If I'm talking to my femme Aries, or my masculine Aries, either way it goes, this could be you, or it could be somebody who's coming into your life. Either way, right? But the energy of the Queen of Swords is of hospitality, of generosity, of and not just generosity like giving people things, but also like sharing your home, or sharing your life, or sharing an experience with somebody else. Okay, so I'm thinking that maybe that goes back to this thing about balance in the home and the work life. You know, share some of your experiences with your family members. Bring them in on it. Not too much now, because you know they're getting away. But I'm saying on occasion, if you have to go out of town, if you have a conference that you have to attend, and you know you're always having to go away, or if you're one of those people who travels for work, you know, every once in a while drag the kids with you. Let them hang out at the hotel. It's okay. Like, it's a way for you all to get the bonding in, and it's also a way for you to get your work done. And you'd be surprised, because your family can really, you know, sometimes family can be like a lot of things, but then sometimes family can really ameliorate something for you. They can really like bring a certain kind of balance to your work experience, or your work life, that you aren't used to. They may have some input. They may have some insight. So definitely about work-life balance and being able to share experiences with other people and connecting with other people, Aries, during this time, this September. Again, connect with other people as far as work is concerned, connecting with your family, bringing them in on the deal. It's always important. All right, so I'm getting the Death card, which represents some kind of ending, like maybe an idea that you had about something is now coming to a close. You need to put a close to it. I still feel like this is work for you, Aries. Like, I don't know if you have a project that you started working on, and now the project is, you know, starting to be a bear. You know what I'm saying? You know how stuff can loom on and on and on and on, and then you're like, why did we start this in the first place? It's time to put closure to that. It's time to put closure to that, and that also may help you open up the avenues and the channels and the portals for that energy to come in, where you got to go and see other people and do other things and all of that kind of stuff. So if it's a project that you've been working on and it hasn't finished yet, let's go ahead and put it to bed, right? Go ahead and put it to bed. Do what you're going to do with it, and call it quits. Call it a close, especially for those of you who are creatives. because you can do that. Some things you don't have a choice about, like, you know, if you're in a work situation and you can't get out of it, like somebody else is dragging it, you have no control over it. That's one thing. You just got to put it to bed in your own head. Let them lag on, but don't you lag on in it, because what that does is it clouds up your mind space, and you need mind space for other stuff. Okay. Oh, here's this Knight of Pentacles. So we got a couple of knights here. The knight energy to me is like, there's some lessons that you're learning around this. There's lessons that you're learning around the work as well. So you got to think about the work, and you have to think about the lessons that you're learning through the work. And then once you get the lessons that you're learning through the work, then you will be able to move on to the next thing. But until that happens, then you're always going to kind of be, you know, looming in the background, or that thing is going to constantly be, you know, circulating on the under. You know, I definitely feel like you need mind space. You need closure, so that you can have mind space, and so that you can release, and so that you can open up to the next phase. I don't feel like I need anything else about that. You know, it's clearly work related. It's clearly balancing out your life, Aries. It's clearly finding work-life balance. It's clearly utilizing the people and the connections around you to help you with that, so that you're not overwhelmed, or so that you're not trying to take all of that on at once. And then it's like, then you have room for other things in your life. And life is balance. It's all about balance. So if you don't get the balance, if you're not understanding the balance, then you definitely need to do some deeper readings and see, like, why you're locking yourself into that cycle, right? Because it's a cycle. It's a cycle, but it's not moving. You know what I'm saying? It's a circle. It's a gear, but it's stuck or something. So we don't want to do that. All right, so I'm going to read from the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Helena Fairchild, Aries folks, for you. Give you some power and some energy to move forward. I feel like Sacred Rebels always gives you some insight about how to, like, break out of stuff, you know? The Legacy of Light. And I'm fighting light today. The Legacy of Light. All right, so Legacy of Light is a number 7. Number 7, you know, is a spiritual number. So this is a spiritual message for you. The Legacy of Light. Oh, let me get it so you can look at it. Well, it's the same thing, isn't it? Kind of, yeah. Oh, wow. You are being asked to honor the legacy of light that is your sacred birthright. Take nourishment and support from those that have come before you, your ancestral lines, not only in blood but also in spirit. And there's there's lots of ancestral connection stuff. The first week in September, Friday and Saturday, you want to do your ancestral connection, either clear your altar or, you know, visit a grave. I don't know what it is, but you want to make connections with your ancestors. First week in September and second week in September, but especially the first week in September. Perhaps these are the beings that have inspired and motivated you to live as a sacred rebel from your heart and with the belief in yourself. The more you're nourished by this legacy of light from your past, the more you become a bearer of the legacy for those who will be supported by your light in the future. This is a sacred endowment from the great universal source of light to humanity. It is the light of wisdom, creativity, radical courage, love, and respect that's passed down from the heart of each generation to the next. Now I got to take a pause here too, because there is also some messages astrologically coming through right now about our ancestral legacy, our ancestral genealogy, versus what we consider to be our aristocracy. It really is connected to your aristocracy, but you got to really take a deeper look at that. Check out my Patreon. It'll be some information on that, about that as well. The legacy of light is your spiritual birthright to refine and shine your essence to the world, to be like a sun, radiant and unapologetic, of your nature. The oracle of legacy of light comes to you when you need confirmation that a creative choice that you are making or have made or soon will make is one that is in alignment with your sacred purpose and your spiritual path for healing and growth. The legacy of light cannot be ignored without some detriment to your sense of well-being. That's that generalized sadness that we were talking about, okay? So you got to stay close to that. If you're asking about a particular question and you drew this card, which you didn't, but I drew this card, then part of your answer to your question is the issue at hand, is that the issue at hand is one of utmost importance to your spiritual growth. Even if it seemed like a relatively insignificant question or thing, the energy around this matter is relevant to your sacred birthright to shine. Perhaps you need to trust more, to know that all is well, no matter what appears to be, and to ask for help and believe that you deserve to receive it. Okay? All right, you deserve it. You deserve to receive whatever it is that you're putting out and whatever it is that you are desiring right now. It seems like that creative project is really important. It's a part of your birthright. It's a part of your legacy. All you got to do is figure out how to balance it, Aries, and you'll be A-okay. All right, so if you want to reach out to me, if you want to know more about what's happening with your ancestral stuff, you can reach out to me at Kerri, Kerri, at wooingnature.life. You can also check me out on Patreon. I've got a couple of tiers of Patreon. If you're interested in tarot, there's something there for you. We got the daily read, and we also have the Astro Pulse, which is a podcast of what's going on astrologically in the week ahead. So reach out to me. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other, and I hope you have a great day, and as always, I hope you're having a wonderful life.